Hello. It's your guy, Larry W.Brooks, aka Mr. Pure Hustle, aka the Texas Real Estate King. It is a pleasure to be back in front of you again today. I want to give a shout out to everyone that's been taking a look at the book reviews, all of the amazing comments and great insight that you've been giving back. So those of you that, if it's a book that I'm reviewing and you've had an opportunity of reviewing it or you've had an opportunity of reading it, then most definitely leave some comments. Leave what your takeaway from these books are as well. And so for those of you that's your first time visiting the channel, we appreciate you liking and subscribing, maybe sharing the information if you find something in here that you like. But we do these every week just as another way of us on the platform of the Prime Real Estate Network, finding a way to pour back into the people that are watching and viewing the episodes. So we do every Thursday, we do a live podcast, or we do a podcast where we bring on amazing entrepreneurs in the real estate space or business owner space that are looking to pour back into you all. So we bring that every week. In addition to that, we also bring in a real estate coach, and that go by the name of Coach Mike, a real estate and entrepreneur coach. And he actually partners up with Rick on the show, on that show that comes on this channel, where they take on questions, real estate questions, everything from leases to purchasing to what realtors should be doing on a day-to-day basis. So that's another reason. Again, like and subscribe, follow the channel, make sure you hit that notification bell so you're aware of when those things are being dropped. In addition to that, again, what I'll be doing here today is I'll be doing a book review, another book that I've read or that I consumed. And what I usually do with these books is most of the time the books that I'm using or the books that I'm reviewing are books that I've actually brought into my own businesses and that have allowed me to grow those businesses. And so for those of you that don't know, I'm a real estate broker by day. I have one of the largest minority-owned real estate brokerages in Texas, and we're continuing to grow, continue to bring in great people. So by all means, I'll move forward now. We'll talk a little bit more afterwards. If you have any questions, please feel free to, again, like, subscribe, leave the comments. We read every comment that comes through, and so you'll appreciate it. But today's amazing book, and it's crazy because to me, I think I should have started off with this book back way when we first started off doing these book reviews. But what I found from it is that this book has a bits and pieces. Every other book that is a positive book has bits and pieces of this book's or the journeys or the thought process of this book. So I wouldn't even have to go into detail, because literally if you are a person that has had an opportunity to find the YouTube, then you probably already kind of know more about this book than even I can express to you. But what can I say? I consume this book on a yearly basis, and so you should too. So with no further ado, our book of the day. Yep, that's that old copy. I got that good old first generation copy, right? They've changed it up 1,000 different times, feels like it. But it's this Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, right? So you've probably heard about this book. And when you think about it, it's probably someone using it saying, oh, you think positive and you'll receive this and you'll receive that, which the main thing that really stands out about this book is that I believe in it. I buy into it, right? One of the things that your mindset and the way that you think it carries you so far when it comes to business, entrepreneurship, and things like that, right? So this book, the first generation of this book was actually published back in 1937, right? And from my understanding, it's loosely based off of a Scottish American businessman, Andrew Carnegie. And if you ever Google Andrew Carnegie, you'll know exactly who he is. His hands have touched seem like everything when it comes to the way that our businesses and things thrive, even here in the 2000s, right? And so it's very motivational when it comes to personal development. It's very motivational for people that want to be successful, right? It's a positive. It's one of those things that if you think it, you can have it. If you can taste it, you can feel it. It really talks about all those details about how you can get it. This book has literally made millionaires. And not only that, I go as far as to say is this book can probably make you a millionaire as well, right? And so here's another thing that I like to take away, or that I read, that I remember standing out to me, was that this book is not only for someone that's looking for wealth, but I mean, even when you think about it, a sports journalist once wrote that this book, when Ken Norton and Muhammad Ali was fighting back in, I want to say 1973. That first fight, that big upset when Muhammad Ali was not supposed to beat Ken Norton, and he beat him. This was a big deal. They say that the sports writer said that this book played a role in it because Muhammad Ali really bought into the ideal that this was his fight to win. Like he thought it was a thinking process. He thought himself all the way through. He saw him winning this fight. He saw him standing victoriously. So a lot of times with this Think and Grow Rich thing, we use the word rich, but ultimately it's about thinking the positivity of the things that we desire. You know, I remember probably about 15 years ago, this really hit me. It hit me hard. 15 years ago, it hit me that, you know, I was like, and because I've read this clearly, literally that long ago, but it hit me 15 years ago that you can be whatever you want to be, right? You hear it as a kid growing up, you know, some cases, you know, I'll be honest, in the situation that I grew up as a kid, we didn't hear it that often, but you always heard people talking about the children or the future. But one of the things that really stood out this time is 15 years ago when it hit me that literally all the things that I desire and want, I could actually have. And it may have been because I started seeing myself hit the check marks or the bucket list of the items that I'd always desired. And then I look at where I'm at now, a gentleman that's about to get ready to celebrate another birthday here in about 2 days. Is my birthday. Yeah, 2 days. Got about 2 days in my birthday. And, you know, I literally am in a situation where I can now say humbly that anything that I desire to be, anything that I desire, I can have. And so, you know, with that being said, you know, this Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. If you haven't had an opportunity, put this book into your system. Buy into it. That's the best way I can get. People can read it all day and all night, but if you don't buy into what they're talking about, buy into the energy that's poured into it, you won't get anything from it. So you know, as the mind think it, people. So again, Larry W.Brooks, aka the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Pure Hustle. It is a pleasure being in front of you. If you like this book or you want to know more about this book, I'll put a link to my Amazon. It'll be on there. And I'll also put another link to Audibles that'll be down there that you can click and get more details on side of the book. And of course, if you like the Pure Hustle merchandise that I have on, I also have a link to where you can find that information. But with no further ado, please like and subscribe. It'll help out the channel more than you can ever know. Y'all have a great day.